let's try this. Going direct through to the YouTube stream and not. Okay, not sure why that happened, but I'm on here. So for the third time, starting over, hey, thanks for hanging out. It is 12:04 p.m. and it is December 4th, 2021. That's the only time that's ever gonna happen this year. Who cares? Welcome to Track Feedback. We're gonna talk about three things: sound design, song structure, the mix, who just uploaded some new releases, and number 5, where you can put high quality audio directly into Discord so you can share mixes that sound amazing. That's 5 things, but seriously, you know, we play tracks from SoundCloud, and that's great for hearing the vibe, checking out the length of the song, and getting the flow, you know, the song structure and stuff. But for actual technical mix quality, I've been talking to Piv Clit about it just this morning, and it's really noticeable, the difference between high quality, full size audio files versus what we hear in the stream. It's really noticeable. So I would like to play around and see if possibly we can upload audio directly to Discord and play that way. I mean, I know we can do it. It's totally possible, but maybe everybody doesn't quite know how to do it. So I want to show you that first and just make it available as a place you can upload your files, and I'll just grab them and play them. And then we'll look at a couple new releases and some other stuff. So thanks for waiting for my opening glitch. I'm not sure exactly why that happened. It does appear to happen sometimes. So here we are looking at Discord. I'm going to show you how to upload audio so you can share it. So when you come into the Discord server, there's the top, you scroll down. Let's say I'm gonna upload a techno track. So I go to techno tracks, the channel, and I click this little plus sign. Click on upload file. Whoa, getting serious. I already had this picked out from my music folder. Notice that's only 8 megs. I mean, this is only 1:40. I exported a short little thing. This is a piece of music just looking at the sound design from a climax leading to a drop. So it's not a 15-minute song or whatever. It's a very small thing. We have, I think, a 100 megabyte limit. It's 10 megs a minute for stereo audio files. So you basically get 10 minutes of 16-bit 44.1 quality sound. And anyone have sound? I am broadcasting sound. Anyone have sound? Yeah, I got sound on my monitor feed, so I'm not sure what's happening. But make sure you can hear this. Sheppers! Ian Waters, Maxime, yeah, Oliver, hey, what's up, everybody? So what we're doing right now is I select this audio file, click open, and it comes in on Discord, and I'm gonna say at Track Feedback Crew to make sure everybody gets notified. New experiment. A drop. So I just posted the full quality audio right here to Discord, and the next thing that you want to do is right click on here and do create thread, and I'm going to put producer name, Climax test, and create thread. That way, a couple things just happened. Number one, my track popped up underneath the techno grouping, and we can click into it and say, okay, that's from Steve, here's the audio. And let me stop the background music, which is coming from the Matt Schultz. Thank you for that. Is Matt Schultz here? Oh, Maxime, okay. That's a good note, that uploading direct to Discord is annoying to listen on a phone because then you have to download it, so SoundCloud is better. That's a good point. Ian Waters, what I'm playing with is how to solve the problem of getting full quality audio for track feedback so that when people want feedback on a finished mix, they can get it. So maybe we can say that's an option. If you want us to have the full quality sound, that's how you do it. And Ian, what you're gonna do is go to Hardstyle Tracks, click the plus sign, select upload a file, and then you type in whatever you want to say about it, and you tag it with at Track Feedback Crew, so it comes in over there. Then when I go to play it, I'm not going to download this one because I have it already on my machine, but we can get live popping up with the Spectrum Analyzer, the file like this, and I can play it from QuickTime, so you're going to hear the full quality sound. And That's what I'm fooling around with. So you guys can listen to that, I guess not on your phone. And yeah, keep the chat going. I'm not sure if this is going to be the best solution for everybody, but in those situations when you want to really check a final mix before mastering, and it's like the last step when the track is almost done, maybe that's the situation where we upload directly to Discord and get the full quality sound. La 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 la. I don't know if Google Drive is compressing. Because Google Drive is a file storage thing, so if you upload a WAV file to Drive, I think you get to download the exact WAV file, but maybe if you play it from Drive, it might compress on the playback before download. That's an interesting question. So anyway, let me take one last scan through Discord. Thank you, everybody, for getting your tracks in before noon. Noon. And more props to Pivclit for some really good mastering work. In fact, what has he been mastering? Tim Laws, Leave the Heart on Funkoscope. I didn't buy this one and download it yet, but I'm really happy that it's up, it's done, and this came through Track Feedback week after week, getting it working, making it feel good, and now it's up and live. So really good job, Tim. Excellent work, and Pivclit, of course, crushing it with the mastering job. Here we go. Total late night vibe. Yeah, oh, DJ Waters, Ian, Taste of the East. Is that, Taste of the East, was that for review for today? Because I didn't grab it. And I don't know if I can have track feedback without some hardstyle. It just might be a little too sleepy. Also, while we're on the topic of new releases, the Matt Schultz got this track, Frozen Orange, or a track picked up on the Frozen Orange compilation. Echo Lot, we heard this last week. Now it's up. You can get it on Bandcamp. Now on Discord under hardstyle. I'll just open Discord again. And I still want to get our video hangouts working on Discord. That's 100% my fault for not pushing that and experimenting and trying more often. But if we could do streaming and group hangouts and track feedback directly on Discord, if it works for everybody, we could go crazy deep into using Audio Movers, the Ableton plugin, and I could collect the downloads, put them through live, and you get audio quality from this. Yep, hard style. Well, Terrence McKenna, to get your head in the groove. Harder, harder. Uh-oh. I just cannot get enough of that. Yeah, Matt Schultz. Classic Schultz vibe. Taste of the East. All right. So that being said, I think we're ready to start. So what we're going to do is review tracks. As you can see, just came right out of Discord. And that's our Track Feedback Crew, our super supportive, global, creative community of Ableton producers who are making tracks, sharing comments, putting up mixes, collaborating, remixing, mixing and mastering each other's music, and releasing tracks. And some of us in the crew even have record labels that are publishing other people's music. This is the most amazing creative thing I've been part of in years. It feels like when I was doing events and we'd have like 12 people in a crew putting together a party where there's like the video mapping people, like a whole crew of people building video mapping, and then the DJs and the live performers and the bartenders and the people who made brownies. and we were just all coming together to make a thing happen. And then people came to the party and it was like amazing because we all built it together. That's what this is starting to feel like. So Discord for me, even though I don't comment every single day on every single thread, I just love it that the interactions are going on and that we are, what the hell are you guys talking about? Hairstyle? Hardstyle. I'm just really happy to see the support you guys are giving each other and the ladies, and it's not only dudes. So for anybody who's just watching us, we are going to talk about three things: sound design, song structure, and the mix, to make sure the tracks feel creative with the vibe and the world of sound, like the palette of sounds you choose. You want to make sure you tweak them over time so that something changes and we can hear a person inside the mix moving sounds around, like filters or whatever. We want a climax in the track. We want the song structure to go somewhere. Even an ambient track goes on a journey. In fact, I would even say that it's harder to build the song structure of a slow ambient track because people are in the zone and they're like on alpha wave, you know, they're like gonna hear everything. Fast tracks, you kind of just make blocks and alternate gaps and silence and beats and, you know, make sound good. Let's insist on our authenticity with Terrence McKenna. So song structure is all about making something happen in the mix. And then of course the mix has to drop some bass. We're gonna get it going with Ben Hunt, Some When. And we want to see the spectrum. And if you haven't caught us before, what we're doing with spectrum is looking at the waveform, identifying where the sounds pop up, what do we hear, where is it in the spectrum, what frequency is it, and then we can give tips on EQing or something. For example, a kick drum's coming in nice and big around 55 hertz, good bottom spot. I like the synth world, it's growing. Yeah, we got some new OSP today. I'm feeling the synthwave vibe. When that snare came in, I was like, yep, 80s. Okay, here's a good example of spectrum. Roll that back. Right here. 3.8 kilohertz, or 3.8. That one sound was a little spiky. Whatever it is, a crash or a clang. Bring that down in the mix a little bit and maybe go to that channel and notch that sound with a little bit of an EQ notch, because that's super bright where that's spiking up. Where is Kimono Breeze, man? We need Jesse on this track. Comment. All right, I'm seeing some sub bass down here. Let's figure out what that's doing, because I wasn't sure that was there when the kick was happening. Is it possible the snare drum hit has that much low frequency on the bottom of it? Y'all hearing that? That low bump that's coming up around 45 hertz, way down here in the breakdown, I'm not feeling like that's a sub baseline bass pulse for low frequency subwoofer drivers. I'm feeling like that's an extra piece of the snare drum that didn't get cleaned up in the mix part. What do y'all think right here? Oh, no, it's not the snare. That might be a bass pulse. Could be conflicting with the kick drum. I don't think you need that super low bass thing. Either it's doubling the kick drum or it's a bass line that's sort of conflicting. Well, we'll see. Good comments coming in about our arpeggiators on the... That's a nice sweep. So Maxime, you want some more complexity on this arpeggio? Yeah, Oliver, there isn't really a sub bass layer, but there's a sub bass like whoop happening around the kick. That, I don't know. Got a little vocal chop happening. I love seeing where sounds pop up. That vocal's like going from 800 to 800 to 3000 or something. Very nice and dreamy here. The sound design is cool, kind of floating. All right, I like a couple things happening all at the same time. The drop came in at the right moment, so I was expecting it delivered. Timing is perfect. The echo on that vocal thing that's going wah, 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 that is really cool. That's new. We haven't heard it in the track. It's a little bit psychedelic. It's changing over time. It's awesome. The kick drum and that sub bass lump thing are, I felt like the kick was not hitting hard enough and that extra sub thing isn't really doing a whole lot. So basically what I would do is simplify, get rid of that sub womb thing, make the kick a little bigger and louder, or, you know, bigger in the mix. And I think that would just take care of your low end. I don't think you need to do anything else. Yeah, the sweep is a little loud. I was gonna get to there. From 4,000 hertz on up, that sweep is like a kind of a rush that does take over a bit. Ooh, sounds like we have an interesting end section. Don't forget about 3.8 on that metal bar thing. How do we go right here? That's interesting. Just a muffled beat and an arpeggiator. And it fades into a lead. All right, that's an excellent ending. One sound morphed into another one. The arpeggiator came down, the string part, whatever it is, faded up, kind of swallowed the other synth, and we went into that. That was really cool. As far as the beats go, I can see the snare drum has around 150 hertz. There's some bottom on the snare. You might want to take the low end of the snare drum down a little bit. And we can see the kick by itself. Let's go back to the beginning. Okay, here we can hear the bass line. There isn't much bass line below 100, which is perfect. Bass line can be in the low 100, 200. Kick drum can be down the bottom down here around 55. But that sub bump that comes in, comes in at 1:09, and it's this sound. It's a low kind of ooh going down to 40 hertz. I can hear, Ben, what I think you're doing is layering it underneath the kick drum. Maybe it sounds amazing on your sound system. It seems like it's taken away from the kick drum and not really showing up as a sub bass separate sound. So I would ditch that one. Just make the kick drum bumpier, louder, and you'll really have a bottom end that's like poof, and then you got the bass line up above it, like I was saying in the low mids, you know, 100 up to 250 or something. That should work. Who is this? A new? Okay. Yeah. All right. Oh gosh, be careful driving, Pivklit. Getting back to the house in the winter weather. You guys, you know. And some comments in there. What are you saying about a bit more reverb on the muffled beat and it would sound more far away? All right, so at the very ending, maybe some reverb to wash that out. So Ben, that's a bunch of notes on there, and overall, it's a great track. These are super detailed things. You pick up a couple details, make another version, and you'll be well on your way. Shepherds, are we doing the whistle, or we're doing the whistle? Shepherds. Just gonna bring my broadcast level down a little bit. Jesper's here. Okay, bring in the rumble. And that's 5 minutes, cool. Turn my headphones up. So do you guys, are you really seriously working with Bluetooth headphones? Is that working? I've never had a Bluetooth experience that I wanted to do with audio production. I mean, watching a movie on a laptop maybe, but for me it hasn't been a dependable technology. Shepherds gets the big spectrum. That's me on the high frequency EQ. Yes, that layer. Nyang, nyang, nyang. One more time on that build up. This layer that starts growing is my favorite layer from the beginning, that buzzy. I can't sing it, but awesome. I like that hi-hat coming in there. And there's that one bar loop thing of like all right, what was that? What was that? What was it? What was that? What was that? $209, that little sweep thing. Make that louder. Those always sound good when they're louder. Yeah, that one was good. Fucking dropping it. Hello, shoppers. So sorry. Yes. Dude, what are you doing to the sound right here? That is so cool. Let me roll that back. That like degraded erosion grainy thing. Can you tell us how you're doing that? Or bit crusher or something? Oh man, this is... The double kick drum bumps, Shepherds. There's a little static spike right there that's too much. That went kank. That high frequency thing went at the drop. That hit me a little too loud. Shepherds with the comb filtering, really? Okay. It's great. The sound design keeps moving. Wait. Sounds are coming in and out. There's defined moments where there's a little bit of a gap. Sound comes in, and then we drop back into the bass. So you're going to keep people cruising. Sounds like we're getting into the... going down a little bit. How did you get that feeling? The high frequencies got quieter, the low end stayed in place, and it felt like everything settled down. Did you guys catch that? let's just compare back here a minute. It feels bright. There's like the ride cymbals happening, these squiggly synths are on top. And then we get back over here. And it just feels like taking it down, like pulling it back, right? And now we're into that only bass and drum section. I think the clap could be a little louder. That one. Right around 2K something. I like what you did there. It feels like you brought the volume up on it before it got cut, but generally through the whole beat. That little snare, little bit louder on that. Okay. Oh, transposing the ride down. Is that why it felt like that? Like a digital scream in a hallway. I'm getting a lot of imagery out of this one. This is cool. Keeps changing. DJ Waters' seal of approval, top 10 of the year. Well, that's like some horror movie. Scraping the metal walls. Disagreement on the clap. You don't want it too loud. All right. And the mix ending. I like the ticks. Oh, that was awesome. Very subtle sweep. Just whoosh. Like a hand grabbing the hi-hat. Aztecian death whistle. Okay. Pretty good, man. I'm liking it. I think I spit out enough notes for you. All of those were very subtle. And my personal note, the one that really matters, is that high, what did I say, 209? Personally, that's the number one thing you got to change is that little slurpy thing, make that louder, and everything else was little details. But basically, this is playable already. 2 days ago, version 1, Shepherds. And let's keep it on moving. Randy Adams got this in 6 hours ago. Let's see what we got. Ooh, that's cool already. Inside out. I didn't expect the hi-hats there. Let's see where the kick drum drops. It's gonna be like, right? Freaking bumpy, man. I like that bass line sound so much. It's like whoop, 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 whoop. And it has a rhythm where the bumps on the bass line are happening in between the kick drum beats. Boom, ba, ba, ba. Boom, ba, ba, ba. I think the bass line could be louder. Actually, the track feels like a rough mix, not mastered. It feels in general like it could be louder. Solid. I'm gonna try some EQ and just see what happens. on the highs. And I'm gonna look for the bass line now. Cut the lows, boost the mids, sweep down. Like that part of the bass line, super cool. Now the kick drum is going to come back. So that's a pretty big mid-range and high frequency boost. Now I'm back to flat on the EQ. So what I would do is bring up the mid-range of the bass line. That bass line texture is so good all right in here. Almost sounds like a wah pedal or something on there. So I really like that mid-range sound. Kick drum is in its own space, so that's gonna come together as you get the next mix done. And I feel like the high end of the beats could be a lot more crisp. There's flat, crisp, flat, muffled, crisp. Randy, your stuff is also remarkable and nice on day one. Yeah, Jesper, I agree. It sounded inside out. Like the track started and I was like, ooh, I know it. And then the drums came in and it was backwards, which is always fun. Yeah, below like 70 hertz or something, maybe some of that sub of the bass. Maybe you don't need so much in the low end on the bass sound because the middle of it is so good. I just totally cut the low EQ right here. That bass line totally makes the track. That's great. And back to EQ flat. I like those stabs, definitely. I love it, love it. That middle thing. That's cool. I'm EQing the static. Nice, yeah. Those are cool sounds. That sounded like a motor in the background. What I was doing was I boosted up a mid-range parametric EQ and then just started sweeping the frequency on the beat. That might be a cool trick to do in there to get a little bit more motion to track that. What? Just an idea. There we go. It would not be out of place to have a tiny little crash on that drop. That's like my standard comment. I think I say it every week. Aha, Maxime. So possibly keep the mid-range of the bass line and create a different groove with the sub. Like boom, 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 boom. Like if you had a sub doing that. Boom, 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 boom. And have the sub pop in between the kick drum beats. It would be easy to mix. I really like the synth grouping, the mid-range sounds, the way they move and it goes in between static and then like chord stabs. And the double kick drum bumps. Nice. Just when I was thinking, just at the moment, it would be nice to have another element, the rides come in. Perfect. And what is that, kind of quiet sound in the background? That's kind of cool. I don't need to know what it is. I'm noticing that I feel it like behind my head. And it's a good placement in the mix. Okay, we're rolling out to the end. Wow, that's been almost 6 minutes already. Yeah, Pivclit, I agree. There's a little too much going on with the bass and the lows. Take out one harmonic down, or... Is that a voice? I like this groove. What is he saying? Darren's music. Yeah, so if we can find that bass line by itself again. I would even go up to like about 110 hertz with a high pass filter with a gentle slope, because that bump at 118 is like the lowest note of the bass line, like pitch part, and underneath it is all sub, right? And there's a little pulse around 105. That's why it's so cool. It's got a percussive thing on the bottom. There's like a duk-a-duk, boof. That, watch at 105. I'll put the mouse right on it. There's the kick at 55. Watch right there at like 109. So what I would do is high pass filter up to just about 100 hertz. Put a resonant bump on the filter at 108 or whatever that low thing is. So when the bass line's going, boom, that little in-between bump is like the lowest part of the sound. And then you can compress and bring that up louder and make it like as percussive as possible, like a short release time on the compressor. Probably go like 35 millisecond attack time so the bass notes are coming through, and get it so that it's dynamically leveled but still bouncy. And then it can come up loud in the mix, and the kick drum can have everything from 100 hertz down, and it's gonna work great. That reminds me of, that bass sound reminds me of, like, you know when people are playing slap bass and they go and there's like that thumb slap where you kind of tap the notes against the pickup and it's not a note, it's just like a percussive click thing. That's what that one little bass pulse sounds like. DJ Waters is, what are you saying? Seems a bit disjointed from the midway point. Ian Waters, I'm not quite sure what you heard or felt like, because we got, I guess maybe the breakdown is a little bit long and the groove stops in the breakdown, but you know, that's debatable for how your audience is feeling breaks, if they want it long or short. So Ian, if you want to type in some more what you're hearing or something, maybe, because I don't quite feel that it's disjointed, but I do hear that the breakdown is like spacious, you know, which is what breakdowns are for. So Randy, great track, man. Yeah, the rhythm is cool. A couple suggestions coming in there, but the groove is super good. So the main thing is get the low end of the bass line cleaned up, get the bass line louder, and I think the drums could be a little bit louder. And you know, it'll for a track that's 6 hours old, this is like great. Or if you just made it today and uploaded it 6 hours ago. So let's keep moving. 12:45 OSP. Are we doing Can't Get Enough or boop until we die? New one from Oliver. All right, Randy, just finished this afternoon. Yeah, man, that's a fantastic jam for a fresh new track. It's really, you got all the parts, a couple tweaks, bring it back on Wednesday. And let's see what we got. EQs are flat, OSP coming in, ready to wreck everybody with transitions. Yeah, DJ Waters, the midsection, I agree, it could be a little too long, maybe that middle bit. Let's see what's on our Oliver Spectrum. All right, brand new one from today. That's a cool sound. I'm seeing a real happy face curve on this one where the highs and the bottom are really big and the mids are like gooey bass, deep house vibe. I'm gonna try a little EQ here. So that was really subtle. I just took the low EQ, the low shelf down like a dB or two, and the high shelf down, and did a gentle boost in the mids and raised the volume. Because that mid-range stuff around 700 with the synth drone. Whoa, whoa, whoa. But now back to flat. Yeah, dreamy, dark feel, totally. And that synth slurp. Where was that? LFO modulating pitch. That feels like, that sound always feels like the wheels are falling off. It's like, really good sound. Maxime, serious. No talking, Oliver's playing.
You know what I like, keep them running, hear it nice, hit them levels, we up high, we gon' ride into it, die. You know what I like, keep them running, hear it nice, hit them levels, we up high, we gon' ride into it, die. You know what I like, keep them running, hear it nice, hit them levels, we up high, we gon' ride into it, die.
Get the fuck out of here. What did you just do? Time stretch. With the deep impact. One more time. And an auto pan stereo field. Turned into Faithless. Yeah, the vocal, right? Synth work is great. I'm doing this dance. And the double kick drum bumps again. Right here. The main thing that's working for me is that soft background synth. Well, now a new one came in, but right before this. I like how the hi-hats and the beat are really steady. It just keeps giving it to you. I'm gonna go back to that top shelf. Just taking it down a few dB. A little bit of a lift in the mids. Somehow bringing up the mid-range made it feel wider for me too. Yeah, Randy, that was the first thing I thought. The bass is like gooey and like, And I hear the bass doing a little bit of pitch swoops, like woo, woo. Is there a little bit of a portamento on there? Right there, it's like a glide. Whoa, whoa. Yo, where's Matt Schultz? Speaking of portamento bassline glides. Oh, whoa. This is super smooth. Feeling it. And that little synth. Let me catch that. Where is that? How do we get out of this one? That sound is holding it together. And the last bass sound we heard, that one is super cool. That one could have a little more reverb on it, I think. Right here. A tight reverb, a short reverb, but louder. So it's almost like part of the sound and almost like a slapback delay, but like a reverby reverb. And that feel. Woo, woo, woo. Yeah, the ending could be a little longer. David Fedele! Awesome! I want to see where that bass line comes in, all right? My freaking mouse clicks are off today. You can see the bass line bumps right there at E82 and G, so I'm guessing we're at an E minor kind of universe. Whoa, woo. Awesome. Oliver, great stuff. We gave you a couple notes. I think you know what to do. So, David's here. I hate to stop this track. And the synth work on top. Oh, shit. And for me, it really made a big difference to just take the hi-hats down with the EQ and boost the synth group as a whole. So anybody who's listening who's maybe not so into mixing with groups, when I was beginning to mix, I had tracks that were like 40, 20, 30, 40 channels, all individual channels and the master bus. And whenever I wanted to make a change, I went to the individual channel and did something and then listened to the master. And of course it was difficult. It got so much easier when I started working with mixed groups. So in this situation, here's what I'm imagining. We've got the kick drum and that sub bass in a mono group together. So if you want more low end, you can put that up or put that down. The drums, I would put into a stereo group of all the drums into one stereo track group so that if you want more drums or less, you take that one stereo group and move it up or down. And you don't have to try and select 18 channels of drums together and move them up half a dB or a dB and a half or whatever. And then the synth group, specifically in this track, what I would do is have all the synths coming in a stereo group, not including the sub bass line, but all the other synths. And when we feel like, we want a little bit of a lift in the whole mid-range where the synths are living, what I would probably do is put an EQ on that synth group, sweep it around from like 500 up to 2000, find the place in the mid-range where it has that brightness and where, remember I said like it felt like it got wider when I made the synths louder because it's a stereo synth group or stereo synth instruments. it felt like the track got wider just by bringing that up. So when you're mixing with mixed groups or track groups, it makes it really easy to identify a place you need to change something, find it really quickly, and do something simple to make it better without getting into the nitty-gritty details of every single individual channel. Makes it a lot easier. Yep, like getting a warm hug. I hope you're talking about my EQ tips are like getting a warm hug. I don't think you are, but I'll pretend you are. Yeah, man, David, we would like you in Discord too. It's another place to spend time on the internet. I'm not totally sure we're gonna convince you, but check it out. So let's move on. Let's move on. Can't get enough. Oliver, type in. Let us know if that's an update, because I'm not sure it is. Who do we have here? Take 4. David Fidele and DJ Waters. So before we get to some calm, relaxing, chill out ambient music, Taste of the East and Caesar's remix version 3. I think we did this last week. I'm not sure that's new, but I know this is new. So everybody, EQs are reset. We're going to get a little bit of DJ Waters. Right away feels like this needs to be louder, so I'm going to push up my master. I'm waiting for it. Okay, so body is on this beat. Is that what we're gonna get? There we go. Took a minute to kick in there. That first little section right here is too bassy without the punch of the kick. I was like, oh no, didn't feel right until here. Those really, really dry, hard kicks could even be up louder. Oh, Maxine, thanks for hanging out. I guess you got to get that drink now, right? With the girlfriend. Okay, the kick drum rolls. Those fast ones, those are how I would like all the other kick drums to feel, like that much louder and poppier. They're really fast and like dry. It's like a tight, hard, like. Yeah. Oh, cool sounds. How many channels is this? Is this one recording of a vocal and string thing, or is that? Yes. So, wait, keep that one in. Hold on. Good. Right here. Ah. Right there at 201, that kick drum sounds perfect. I want that one more often. And that one, now it's like going in and out. I dream of hearing this music, feeling this music on a big set of stacks outdoors where the ground has like become 6 inches of mud. I mean, not that I want to trample the grass, but that level of feeling those different variations in kick drum. In headphones in this broadcast, I'm feeling like there's like 2 kick drums I really, really like, and the other ones are too deep and kind of softer. But I know on a big system it would be different. Five. It's a great blend of like beautiful harmony and voices and then like dish dish. Ah, get him with the ending. Only real feedback is bring in some more kick drums right here sooner. Right here. This first part doesn't feel like it's enough. Uh-oh. And there we go. Oh man, this one makes me so happy. There's like this beautiful, like lush strings and voices going on. And notice I didn't have to touch my master fader at all. This, hearing it, it's all sounding good. The clips. This part, boom, boom, boom. Did that sound come back at all, or was that just only right there? That one little tom-tom thing? Because it was offbeat. And by now I'm thinking you did that on purpose, but... It's a little bit late. If you didn't do that on purpose, get that on the beat. But if it's on purpose, you know, okay. New link on Discord for the David track changed a lot. It's shorter now. Wait. So, take 4 is not the right link. Okay, man. Fortunately, we don't have a million tracks today. So we're gonna blast through this track again while I open Discord again. And DJ Waters, every week I'm saying this, but your mixes are really coming together where you've got complex, distorted kick drum fuzz action happening, grinding our faces off, and these beautiful harmonic vocal choral elements that are just merging really nicely together. So whatever you're doing, keep doing it. Just try to do it a little bit harder. I mean, come on. Uh-oh. that voice in the porno track is so funny. Discord glitch. Aha. Oh, 1 p.m. I see. Well. Look who decided to come to class. Take 5. All right, good. The Indian drum took 4 hours alone to make, and it's offbeat for a reason. Okay. Only 190 BPM. It's great. Let's get one last taste. Ah, so good. This part is just like gone. Come on. Yeah, there we go. I'm not gonna lie, this music, it brings us to another place. I hope in some future car commercials have music like that. You wanna know what it's like to drive our car? I mean, at some point, people who are listening to this music are gonna be buying cars. Maybe it'll be hover cars, though. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, now we're going straight to another opposite end of the spectrum, into some ambient music. Have this done by Wednesday. Yeah, man, you know? Louder! Uh-oh. Groove, groove, groove. So we have David Fidele, a composer, filmmaker, storyteller, and pianist, and electronic producer. And then I believe a remix from the Grown Out of Minimal project from Pivklet, who's doing some super deep. Oh, you said this is shorter. That's like 30 seconds shorter. Maybe I'll talk while it's playing. I'm going to mute my mic and let's see what we got. Do you hear that really high thing? It's up there, 15K. And a different variety of meditative music. And I'm not joking, Ian Waters, that stuff really does put me in a kind of subconscious activation state. But this is also like great sound design. It's slowly growing. I hear a little hint of drums coming in. Chick, 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 chick. I might have to just let this whole thing play. I don't feel like I can say anything. And I think you got the MIDI notes and recreated the piano sound, is that right? It really sounds like a hammer dulcimer, kind of a plucked metal sound. It's a beautiful mix. Everything is like, feels like a record already. I love that stereo stuff. Zoom, zoom. And the vocal synth kind of thing. We got some subsonic happening down there. I love how you can just see the bass notes and the kick drum is coming and going right through them. kick drum rolls. That's kind of unexpected for this genre. That's cool. Yeah, I like the beat too. Okay, everybody get your yoga mat. We're gonna start with Ian, you are making this stuff. Just strip out all the distortion kicks and keep the choral parts and you'll have it. And that high melody is really hypnotic. Are we gonna get a video for this? Yeah, Oliver, I was just thinking, like, film music, like. Sheppers, thanks for hanging out. Nice work on your track. See you next time. Sheppers. I don't think it's far from finished. This sounds amazing. The mix is perfect so far. Structure is flowing. Let's check out the ending, but I don't have any problems with the track yet. Especially those little synth bleeps that are the travelers, like meow meow. Aha, big string part coming in, okay. There we go with the beats. Right here, I would like to hear a little bit more of the clicky parts of the beats. Those little ticky 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 things could be a little louder. Make it float around your head in bed, you guys. Yeah. Bam, nice. It has the pulse, that's the most important thing. When you're in it, just keeps you in it. And we're at 10 minutes. What's the video gonna be about? I really like the vocal synth layer. Aha, the riff is in 5/4 overlaid on top of a 4/4 beat. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, It is great, yeah. All right, that's gonna do it for track feedback this week, everybody. Beautiful track. I don't even think it needs a whole lot more editing. Maybe a little bit more on that clicky drum layer, volume-wise. David's World, just sound design. Thanks everybody so much for hanging out, sharing comments, sharing inspiration and ideas. Okay, and there's my mic noise back in there. I didn't want to contaminate the ending with my little fan. Great, great, great work. Man, we heard a ton of good music this week. A couple good mix notes, a couple little tips and tricks you could use in your own music. Yeah, we just had a lift off to outer space. And I was thinking of a time-lapse flower blooming that opens up and then there's DJ Waters' face inside. Uh-oh! I'm sorry, I can't make jokes about that. All right, it's Saturday, so this is going to be it for today. Oh, hey, so I sent out a message asking on the email list about doing weekly workshops, and a bunch of people said yes. So we're going to start doing that, or I'm going to start doing that, taking my tracks and showing you how I built them. So here's what's different. In the last couple of years, what I was doing was building a lesson. So if I wanted to teach, sidechain compression, I would just make a beat with a bass line and a beat and use that to teach about sidechaining. And that was cool, but I came up with like 100 tracks that were just sketches used for teaching something about, track grouping, mixing, whatever. And that left me with a lot of cool lessons, but not a lot of finished published tracks. So what I'm going to focus on from now until all of 2022 is taking tracks that I have in progress from lessons, finishing them for mastering and release, and then taking elements of them and doing a weekly workshop that's maybe not such a formal workshop about how to EQ this one sound, but something like, this is what I did this week, here's the progress I made, here's some mix notes, here's some sound design notes, here's some song structure notes, all the same stuff, sound design, song structure, and mixing. But I want to show you how I creatively work through the process of making music to get tracks finished that end up on, Spotify and Beatport and things like that, which would be fun for me. And I think a lot of people enjoy the weekly workshop format, which is going to be on YouTube and that kind of thing. So if anybody has suggestions about stuff you want to learn, or if you have stems that you would like me to mix and show you how I group them, mix them, process them, and end up with a pre-master that I can send to Pivclit, I'm open to that. That's something fun. What are you guys saying over there? La, 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 la. Oh, you got MIDI files to share for the drums. Uh-huh. So that's the news, and at some point I think we're going to add a third day of track feedback. I would like a comment right now. I want you guys to answer this in the chat, please. What would you think about Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday for track feedback, and actually doing like a house and techno day, a down tempo day, a hardcore day, and everything else? So like we have like buckets where we can just keep all the tracks of one genre on different days. And then if we're doing Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, you could do updates. If you're doing updates really often, you might get 2 rounds of feedback in 1 week. Stems, he says. So yeah, sound design stuff on the click stuff. So let me know if you think, do you think it would be good to have 3 days of track feedback every week and the feedback streams all being shorter? Because right now we're doing 2 days a week and it's like more than an hour for everyone. And I love it. I like hanging out and I like it that you show up every time. So the really cool part is that I like having everybody together. If we go to 3 days a week, I don't expect every single person to come every single day. But if the feedback streams are less than an hour every time, they might be more watchable. It might be easier for people to find their track when it gets reviewed. And you can go to like, oh, I want to check out the house and techno review stream this week or something. Ian Waters, we can't work any faster. We produce as much as we can. Meanwhile, in the background. Yeah, no, I'm not telling you to produce faster, but I'm thinking, you know, I'm doing promotion, trying to grow the group. And as it gets bigger, I don't want to try and do 3-hour live streams and make people sit through that waiting to get their track reviewed. You know what I mean? So, and then if we do that, for me, like 3 track feedback streams and 1 live workshop is 4 days a week. And then if I add in 1 more day of just mixing, like on Twitch or doing DJ sets again, that could be like a full-time job of streaming, sharing tips and tricks and feedback and you know, performance mix sets or something like that, which would be kind of fun, but I don't know. I always like to get feedback. Apparently you guys are having your own conversation. So let me get back to what I was listening before. Matt Schultz. Oh, and then interviews coming up. So this week on Wednesday, we're going to interview Min the Universe, who just signed up this week. I've been having conversations with him on and off for about a year. He's doing like kind of progressive house or big room house music. And he's actually been doing a lot of his own work with music sync, licensing, publishing, and finding places to get your music placements, which means getting paid for your music. So we might talk about that. Then next Saturday, we've got on the calendar Paraverse, Jeannie, who put out that crazy ass trip hop EP in November. And we're going to talk with her about analog synths, vocals, how she makes her music and how she gets that dreamy world. And then I just got Matt Schultz, the Matt Schultz, on the calendar for December 11th. And we're going to talk about dub techno and probably some out there concepts. All right, everybody. See ya. Ian Waters, we might just have DJ Waters Day. It's the 200 BPM DJ Waters feedback day. Yeah. Just to have a free live DJ set. Well, we'll see what happens. So yeah, there's a lot going on. I'm excited about it. Interviews, workshops, feedback, and people coming into the group and sharing these remix ideas. Oh, what do you think about doing a best of 2021 best tracks from the channel? Like, we could start a channel in Discord for submitting what you think the best tracks are. Let's talk more about that in Discord. I'm going to wrap it up for today. Thanks for watching, everybody. Bumping this up a little bit. And I'll see you in the Discord universe. So, Camberland. All right. Yes, Jesper. All right. I'm out, y'all. See ya.